Hey everyone, today in this session we are building a simple app around Pokemon, and we're using a Pokemon API called PokéAPI. So let's start with the initial prompt. And Instance is setting up the project for us. We see the preview here and also the chat, and where we see what Instance is currently doing. There's also a code editor that you can switch to, where we see there's already a client and a server and some configuration files. And in the meantime, we can give the project a name. Let's call it Pokemon app. All right, so we already have the code and the server is coming up. And we already have Pokemon, a random Pokemon shown based on the PokéAPI. So it's pretty cool that we can already see data that is fetched from an API. And there's also a button where we can get another random Pokemon. So a lot of things that already worked well. I would like, I think, the card to be a bit smaller, so we don't have to scroll around. But yeah, pretty cool so far. Just from the idea that we want to work with Pokemon data using the API, you already have something that works. And that's way better. So now when we refresh to get another Pokemon, we don't have to scroll anymore. It's a more compact view. Which brings me to the idea, maybe we can make it even more minimalistic. Sometimes it's good to reduce a bit further, and Instance is pretty good at taking directions like that. And let's see what happens. All right, so this looks way cleaner actually. I like that. It's kind of cool that they have the elements as well, and they had colors before, but I like in this UI that the Pokemon itself comes across better with the image, and everything else is reduced and streamlined. It is again scrolling though, so we want to get back to something that we don't have to scroll as much. So here I made a suggestion that I'd like us to use basically the desktop screen a bit better, so that we don't have to scroll. And propose that we have like a two-card layout. And here we go. So the reloading still works. The stats are even animated. And yeah, we don't have any scrolling anymore. The space is used in a more effective way. And also I think the Pokemon image is now a bit larger. That's great. I like the minimalistic view, but I don't like as much that that we have these drop shadows. So maybe we can remove them. But I would like a bit stronger outlines. So we have some outlines, but they are very minimalistic. So maybe a bit stronger outlines and less drop shadows. So everything looks a bit more flat. And here we go. So the outlines are way stronger now and have more contrast, and everything is more flat. I'm thinking maybe we can now move the button outside of the card. Maybe let's also make it black. It's nice how the stats are animated. All right, see, maybe there is a problem that happened, and Instance already recognized that there's an error, maybe a JavaScript error or an error on the server side. And we could fix it. Instance fixed it for us. And here we have the button below, and everything still works. Maybe there's a way to make the Pokemon image a bit larger. I also like how the button is now no longer a capsule button. It's more like a rectangle. I prefer that actually. And the image is larger. That's also great. So I'm moving to like more of a polishing phase now. Let's add a hover for the button, a hover color maybe. But let's see what Instance does. Like, I'm not giving too detailed instructions. I'm looking what's happening. Sometimes there are like happy little accidents. See, in this case, it changed the color, but also the button is becoming larger now on the hover. That's nice. Everything still works. All right. Maybe make it a bit simpler. Remove the app title. Nice. And I'm thinking maybe a more interesting button name, like label. Like new Pokemon sounds a bit too functional, I think. Okay. Discover mystery Pokemon. Yeah. Great. So everything works. Now for me, it's interesting to browse Pokemon like this, but I'm not really familiar with the newer Pokemon. So let's limit Pokemon to the first Pokemon game, meaning it's like the red, blue, green Pokemon game. Right, so we see Instance also is familiar with Pokemon, so it knows if we only want Pokemon from the first generation of games, then we only want Pokemon numbers 1 to 151, and that works. And I also noticed that I'm a bit more familiar with the German names of the Pokemon. So maybe we can also add the German name. So I'm fine actually with the English name, but if we also have the German name in addition to it, that would be cool. Yeah. So here we have Anton and also the English name. So you see for a lot of Pokemon, they come with a different name, but also in some cases, the German and the English name are the same. And now I'm thinking, let's make the card blurry, or both cards. Yeah, to make the cards blurry and then also have a button that unblurs the card. So it becomes kind of like a guessing game. All right, that worked. In this, so it's definitely blurring now. But I also need a button to unblur. Okay, that's great. That's great. Instance recommends the reveal Pokemon button. That's a better name. Okay, reveal mystery Pokemon. And here we go. So now we basically have a way to get a new Pokemon. Okay, and then it's not blurry anymore. So I have to clarify that. When I get a new Pokemon, the content of the cards should be blurred, and I see a reveal Pokemon button. So that's now maybe more detailed description of what I'm trying to get is a blurred view of the cards that I can then reveal the Pokemon, and once it's revealed I can request another one. And let's try to fix the error. Okay, here we go. So this definitely works better now, but we have like two different buttons. Let's simplify that. We basically we only want one button at a time so that the UI is a bit simpler. I don't have to figure out which button to click. And now we have the blurred cards, and we reveal the mystery Pokemon, and it's Slowpoke. We get a new Pokemon that looks like a snake, but I don't know the name. Alright, and let's get the next one. And that looks like Eevee or maybe something else. No, Fukano. Alright. And yeah, that one I don't know. So yeah, I need to play this guessing game a bit longer, but I think this now is a cool flashcard game where I can learn about the names of the Pokemon. There's ways to improve this. Maybe we only want to reveal parts of the cards. But yeah, for this session, that's a pretty cool outcome. We can publish it and share the app with friends. All right, bye.